Hello everyone, and this is breaking news. Remember those minors that were abducted by Tinubu's illegitimate government and then not fed, malnourished, that were fainting in the courtroom due to hunger, due to suffering that they've had for almost 100 days, 93 days, that were taken to court and granted bail of 10 million naira. Well, the illegitimate president of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has asked for them to be released. That's the breaking news that is there, that Tinubu orders release of malnourished minors facing death penalty after over 3 months in detention. Little children that they came out, there's a protest that were crying because they heard flag. Those little children that ought to have been protected were abducted by Tinubu's illegitimate government and taken into custody. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, announced the release to State House correspondents during an emergency briefing at the Aso Rock Villa, Abuja. Bola Tinubu has ordered the release of the underage children arraigned before an Abuja Federal High Court on Friday, November 1st, following national and global outrage and condemnation which came to his illegitimate government. Of course, I had said in an interview that I had with Daily on Live with Aisha, that normally comes up every Saturday at 5 p.m. Nigerian time, we had that discussion because he's one of the lawyers that are involved in the case that were there. And I said to him, look, until Nigeria is shamed, they usually don't do the right thing. Until there's a global outcry, the international community will take it, the international media will take it. It was on CNN and all of that. They would not do the right thing because Deji Adeyanju, Barrister Deji Adeyanju, has spoken of the fact how they have begged and begged and begged different authorities in this illegitimate government for them to simply release these children. Listen to Deji.
Their mothers, their parents were in court. They have attested to their age. The police are not the one who gave birth to the children. And we can see also, you know, the law takes into cognizance certain things like dates, weather, time, you know, physical features in arriving at conclusions. By mere physical attributes, we can see that these are just little children. Yeah. You know, one of the mother said that the son is 10, contrary to what they said on the charge that he was 13. You know, so we have been interfacing with many of these parents from the time of arrest till yesterday. So, and we have seen that, you know, the government was extremely callous, mean, and wicked in even detaining them in the first place. If not for all the efforts we did, the children would not have been arraigned yesterday. We put a lot of pressure on government to make sure that the children were released. There's nobody that we did not beg in secret to release these children. From the government side to the security agency side, we have been begging from day one that these children were brought to Abuja that the kids should be released. We have met almost everyone. I do not want to mention names. Yeah. But we had gone around offices in this country begging all the leaders in this country to release the children. You know, but they were adamant that there was an instruction that the children should not be released. You know, and so we had to force them because we went to court to compel the government to release the children. So it was as a result of some of the cases we filed in court. That was what made them, because twice those cases had been adjourned, and one of the particular matter case involving the minors was now slated for hearing, and there will have been no other option but for the court to direct their release. That was what led them being arraigned in court yesterday.
Oh wow! I read a tweet of yours earlier on where you had said, I think this tweet was done yesterday. Yes. You said you all don't even want to know the fight we fought to get the kids arraigned in court today. We have been on this issue since they were arrested 93 days ago. The kind of things going on in Nigeria is unbelievable. All I can say is that there's no hope for Nigeria. And so this, you know, it talks about the testament of the work, background work beyond what people see out there on a lot of things that are being done. There you have it. They had to be shamed for them to do the needful. Sahara reporters had reported that the majority of the underage children arraigned before an Abuja Federal High Court on Friday, November 1st, were now ill after Nigerian Correctional Service officials rejected them at Kuje prison. Of course, Sahara reporters had learned that following their rejection at Kuje prison, the malnourished minors were detained by the Nigerian police force in a facility meant for adults at the Intelligence Response Team unit in the Apo area of the Federal Capital Territory. In that interview that I also had with Barrister Deji Adeyonju on Live with Aisha, which comes up Saturdays 3 p.m. Nigerian time, we also spoke about this whole issue. He mentioned this particular that the Kujen's prison had rejected the children and they were hungry. They had to be running around to feed them. NGOs were the one feeding them. Take a look at what Deji had to say.
Initially, when they got a remand order, they took them to the prison. The prison rejected them because the prison cannot accept kids. So yesterday again, after proceedings, they took them again to the Kuje prison. They were also rejected. So now they are back. They are back at the IRT police facility where they have been starved all this while for the last 93 days. So they are back in that same spot again. We have been sending people with food and other stuff to them to the best of our ability. There's a limit to what we can do, sincerely.
So this is what you have right now. If we had an independent judiciary that was not captured in the pocket of someone, the court, the magistrate who was reported to have run away when the children started collapsing should have released these children and tell them to go. But like they always say, there's an order from above that is always controlling, the issues that are going on. The kids who were granted bail on stringent terms by Justice Obiora Egwatu are 24 in number, but about 20 of them have been hospitalized at an undisclosed hospital, according to sources. The minister Idris said the president, definitely not my president, has ordered the immediate release of the minors who have been arrested by the Nigerian police without prejudice to whatever legal processes they are undergoing. He has directed that they be released immediately. Secondly, the president, he said, has also directed the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction to immediately attend to the welfare of these minors to ensure their smooth reunion with their parents or guardian wherever they are in the country. Thirdly, the president, he said, has directed that an administrative committee will be set up immediately to be headed by the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs to examine all issues surrounding the arrest, detention, treatment, and finally, the release of these young minors. To tell you how unserious they are and how they really are not looking for answers. How is it that Humanitarian Affairs is the one that is heading the committee that should be on this, not something from the justice to check whether police even had any right to have arrested them, what they had gone through? So it's Humanitarian Affairs. Fourthly, he said the president, according to him, had also directed that all law enforcement agents involved in the arrest and the legal process will be investigated, and if any infractions are found to have been committed by any official of government, whether from a law enforcement agency or another appropriate authority, disciplinary action will be taken against them. How is the Humanitarian Affairs able to have the capacity to be able to check whether there has been any infraction of the law or non-infraction? Even right from there, you see there's no seriousness, but it's just the fact that they have been shamed, the fact that they have been called out, the fact that they are in the international news for the wrong reason, because this has been in the local news for a very long time. They've not bothered. The fact that they've been called out all over the world for this shameful act, for this abuse of human rights and child rights, that's why they're just putting all of this, out there. It's really sad where we are in our country at this moment. Thank you so much for watching.